WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Everyone, thank you for joining us. Mississippi's top health officials have taken some of the first COVID-19 vaccines in the state. State Health Officer Dr. Thomas Dobbs and others at the State Department of Health held a virtual press conference today to take their vaccine. 25,000 doses of the Pfizer vaccine were delivered to the state's frontline workers in the critical areas of hospitals. With this particular shot, participants will need to get a second vaccine 3 weeks after the first shot. The first doses were sent to 5 hospitals in the state. The health department is not releasing which facilities received those vaccines. Other hospitals will get the vaccine later this year. Once complete, long-term care facilities will then get a delivery. Well, the state health department says hospitals and ICUs are packed. In fact, 1,255 people are in hospitals across the state with confirmed or suspected COVID-19 symptoms. 301 of those patients are in ICU. After a huge spike in cases last week, health officials are worried that the worst could be yet to come.
The critical deficiency right now is absolutely critical care space. And you're about to see it in the ERs too. Because not only people come in sick, we're having to use ERs as accessory ICU rooms a lot of times. So it depends on where the pressure is on the system. But the best way to help the system is to not get COVID.
The health department's latest numbers show 110 available ICU beds in the state. Well, Mississippi's COVID-19 death toll tops 4,200 now. The State Department of Health is reporting 1,648 new cases today and 5 deaths. There are long-term care facility outbreaks. The hospitalization rate is 9.5%. Right now, Mississippi's rolling 7-day average is more than 2,100 new cases. Here in our area, Lee County has the most new cases today with 113. Lowndes County has 76. Pontotoc has 45. Union and Webster counties are reporting 43 cases. Monroe County has 30, and Oktibbeha has 29 cases.
Weather-wise today, we've had a lot of low clouds across our region in the wake of our rain earlier this morning and late last night. That's our Louisville, Mississippi time lapse from this afternoon. Right now, all quiet in Louisville. Some of those holiday lights downtown Louisville. We got temperatures ranging from the mid-30s to the low 40s out there underneath that blanket of clouds. We'll thin out those clouds a little bit more later on tonight, and we're still thinking mid-20s to the low 30s for lows. A chance for more rain tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. More on that in just a few minutes.
In Itawamba County, a woman has been arrested after officers discovered Great Danes and other dogs in cages without food and water. 26-year-old Jayla Rogers was arrested Sunday and is charged with 5 counts of animal cruelty. Investigator Mike Newland says the sheriff's department got a tip Sunday about malnourished and mistreated dogs at a house on Joe Wheeler Road. Newland says officers found 18 dogs. Most of them were Great Danes, all of them in cages. 2 of the dogs had died. After interviewing Rogers, deputies arrested and charged her.
Without the community and without people in the community, we don't know a lot of times these things are going on. We're thankful that this call came in because this would have just got worse and more animals would have been deceased than just the 2 that were in the house. A lot of them animals needed immediate medical attention, and we're glad that they're going to be able to get that now. But that's exactly right. If the community a lot of times don't let us know, we don't know.
A rescue agency took all of the dogs. Each count of animal cruelty carries up to 6 months in jail and up to a $1,000 fine.
Mississippi's governor says it's time to do away with the individual state income tax. We'll hear from the governor, the lieutenant governor, and an economic development expert. That's coming up on WCBI News.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Andrea Self.
Welcome back, everyone. The Electoral College late this afternoon affirmed Joe Biden as the next president. The 6 Republican electors for Mississippi cast their votes this morning for President Trump since he won the state in November. All 50 states certified their election results ahead of the Electoral College voting today. Biden has more than 270 electoral votes needed to become president. Experts say President Trump's legal challenges, meanwhile, won't change the election results.
It's been officially, dead, done, and buried since last week, when the states officially transmitted to the archivist and to Congress officially transmitted to the federal government the outcome in their states with well more than enough electoral college votes to elect Joe Biden as the president-elect.
Today's vote will be sent to Washington, where they will be counted by Congress on January 6th. Biden's inauguration is set for January the 20th. A proposal by Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves to do away with the state income tax will likely be debated during the upcoming legislative session. WCBI's Allie Martin has more on the proposal, along with reaction from key players on both sides of the issue.
Governor Tate Reeves believes phasing out the individual state income tax for Mississippi residents is not only good for taxpayers, but also good for economic development.
And I just believe eliminating the individual income tax is just yet another positive step in removing hurdles to convince both businesses and individuals to move back to Mississippi.
Reeves says revenues lost by eliminating the income tax would be made up by an even stronger economy. Reeves points out that the state is $300 million ahead of revenue projections the first 5 months for this fiscal year.
The fact of the matter is, because we've kept our economy open and haven't shut down like so many states in the Northeast and the far West, we're seeing significant economic growth, we're seeing revenue growth, and so I believe if you were to implement it over a period of time, we wouldn't have to raise anybody's taxes. We could just, over time, eliminate the individual income tax, and it's a win-win-win for everyone.
While Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann says he favors income tax reform, he is not sure that eliminating the state income tax is the way to go.
I'm not going to stand here and tell you that if you do away with income tax, it's a $1.9 billion debt. So I can't see growth covering $1.9 billion. That's probably 40% of our whole budget for the state of Mississippi. So yeah, we're looking at tax reform, but it has to be incremental and it has to be reasonable. And I got to have a teacher pay raise, and my kids need to be educated, and my healthcare system needs to work, and my highway patrol needs to be funded.
Tupelo-based Community Development Foundation recruits businesses and industries to the area. CDF President David Rumbarger says eliminating the individual income tax would make Mississippi even more attractive to out-of-state businesses.
It's about talent recruitment, and when you have an advantage like Tennessee or Florida or Texas does with no state income tax, you begin to wonder, people make choices with their feet, and so they'll choose where they live and the avocation and the jobs that they take based on the cost of living. We have a low cost of living in Mississippi. It would be nice to pair it with a low taxation rate.
Under the governor's proposal, the state income tax would be eliminated by the year 2030. In Tupelo, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
And lawmakers will start their 2021 session on January the 5th in Jackson. So I was deceived. I walked outside. It was a lot colder than I thought.
It's nippy out there for sure. That winter chill has returned, but pretty quiet weather for our Tuesday. Rain bills back in tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. More sun for the end of the work week, and then more rain on Saturday. That 7-day forecast is next. Stay with us.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
In South America this morning, there was a total solar eclipse, rather. That moon going over the sun right there. We couldn't see it here, but we could see it from outer space from the satellite imagery. This black dot, that was totality. And look at how it crossed South America as we went into the late morning hours. But around here, fairly cloudy all day long in Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy. You can see those low clouds this afternoon holding tough now as we get into the evening hours. You can see the low clouds currently in place. There are some breaks out there, especially across some of the western counties and a few other spotty holes in those clouds. So gradually clearing is still possible later on tonight, but many spots may stay cloudy. We'll just have to wait and see. It's really difficult to tell with these low clouds in winter. Low 40s in many spots, if not a few upper 30s across our neck of the woods. Much warmer closer to the coast right now with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Our wind chill values in the 30s. Memphis down to 27 degrees. Now we're still thinking maybe some mid to upper 20s for lows tonight. The wind chill down into the mid to low 20s with those northerly breezes relaxing just a little bit. For you in Vernon, We'll start out around freezing, maybe some upper 20s. We'll see how the clouds go. And we do assume some sun tomorrow, and that could boost us up into the lower 50s in the West Alabama, about 52 or 53 degrees. For you in the northeastern Mississippi as well, upper 40s to low 50s, perhaps a little bit of sunshine. Still the low 50s around Columbus, but some spots may stay in the 40s if we happen to be a little bit more overcast versus sunny tomorrow. But it's all about the low clouds. Will they thin out tonight or not? The next system coming our way will give us rain tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, about 1/4 of an inch to maybe a 1/2 inch, plus or minus across our neck of the woods. Futurecast suggests that we may see some clearing initially tomorrow, but the clouds will fill back in by tomorrow evening. The rain will build in tomorrow night. And as we get into our Wednesday, most of that rain's out of here by midday, but those clouds will be very difficult to clear out again late Wednesday. So probably a pretty cloudy day for us. Mostly sunny Thursday, mostly sunny on Friday. We're looking pretty good. The system that will give us the rain is likely going to put down a lot of snow here across the mid-Atlantic and northeast midweek. Some spots may see over 1 foot of snow. Winter storm watch is now in effect from Virginia all the way into Massachusetts. So if you're going that way over the next few days, that's where the worst of the winter weather is going to be. Locally, we are sandwiched in between any wintry weather and any severe weather. So pretty benign for the next 7 days. Some rain tomorrow night and Wednesday morning. Our next chance of rain after that, probably Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. No major systems here. That's the way we like to see it for the next 7.
All right, the annual Lowndes County Christmas Bike Drive is a little bit different this year. Organizer Lieutenant Rhonda Sanders says the Community Benefit Committee has partnered with the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department to raffle a car this year. Each raffle ticket is $25, and the proceeds will help pay for bicycles. The organization's normal fundraising event was impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, but that's not the only thing affected by the virus. Sanders says this year's need is greater than ever when it comes to area children having at least one gift for Christmas.
So we had a donor that lives here in Lowndes County, Liz Travels. She decided she had bought her a new car, and she donated her car to the benefit committee. And we decided we was going to raffle that car off and give it to someone who's needed the car. So if you don't need an extra car, what you could do is buy a raffle ticket and donate the car to somebody in your community or in your church that need a car.
That's a good plan. I like that. So the raffle winner will be drawn on December 19th at 12 noon. You can purchase the raffle tickets from the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department or from any Community Benefit Committee member. And remember, the proceeds will help buy bicycles to give to children this Christmas. Mississippi State with one regular season game remaining. Next in sports, Coach Mike Leach on his offense's progression.
Your WCBI Sports is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Even though Saturday's 24-10 loss dropped Mike Leach's crew to a 2-7 record, the Bulldogs could still probably make a bowl game. They'll wrap up the season Saturday, one final matchup against Missouri in SEC play. Now, points-wise, it seemed the Bulldogs were back in their offensive woes Saturday against the Tigers, but Leach says they've played hard recently, and he likes the way they are progressing as a young team.
We've played really hard, and then, in varying degrees, some teams have more people that can participate than others, but I thought our guys played hard and played hard to the end of certainly the last, I'd have to add it up, at least 3 games we've played, maybe 4. Anytime you play young guys, it's tough for the present and it's promising for the future. And then the exciting part, it's like being on a roller coaster.
The game is on the SEC Network alternate channel. Ole Miss football will finally return to the gridiron Saturday when the Rebels take on Ed Ogeron and the LSU Tigers. His team coming off a massive upset win over the Florida Gators, who will be playing in the SEC title game. Now, it'll have been 3 weeks since Lane Kiffin's club played in a game. Their last one, this one right here against State in the Egg Bowl. Their game against A&M was canceled due to COVID-19. All signs, though, pointing towards this weekend's game in Baton Rouge to be played. Lane Kiffin says there are good and bad components that come with this amount of time off.
I don't think it's ideal, but we definitely have fresh legs. That part's good, but It's taken a little bit of time getting back into it, and we don't have everybody yet. Because of those COVID guys, they're trickling back in. Some got back today, some back tomorrow, so that's a whole nother challenge, and some are very significant players. A chance to finish the season with a winning record in SEC, all SEC games, which would be pretty exciting for our first year to do, especially knowing that we let a couple of them slip away that we should have won.
30 on Saturday. While the Bulldogs fell to Dayton Saturday in a double overtime thriller, Ben Howland has been beyond pleased with the progression of sophomore guard Iverson Molinar from year 1 to year 2. He says the only player he's seen make that big of a leap in that span, Russell Westbrook. That goes back to his UCLA days. He's put up 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game this year, and that type of jump doesn't really happen with just luck. The guard has been working incredibly hard to continue on his road to becoming a pro hooper.
I was training 3 times a day. My shot, I actually went back to San Diego and, worked out with my uncle, which, he played 13 years professionally, so overseas. So he knew what, I had to do to become one of the best players here in the SEC. And, I'm still working on it. Like, that's one of my goals. And, I'm still working on becoming a better player or the best I can be.
How about we jump to where he wants to go, the NBA? A couple of former Bulldogs getting their first taste of the league with preseason basketball underway. Columbus native Robert Woodard getting his first professional bucket for the Kings with this reverse baseline layup. That's a nice one. And also, we've seen this before, Reggie Perry, the layup and one. He finished the game with 5 points and 7 rebounds. Woodard had 4 points and 3 boards as well. An impressive day for those two former Bulldogs in the association. Well, when we return, Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson will have a last look at your forecast. You're watching WCBI News at 6.
Some 40s, some 50s in the region tomorrow. Dry through the daylight tomorrow night into our Wednesday morning. Some showers likely, mostly sunny Thursday, Friday. More rain possible late Saturday, but seasonably cool, Andrea, for the next 7 days.
Feels like December, doesn't it?
Winter is here.
Absolutely. All right, that is the news at 6 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.